Paperweight. Right when I was gonna check something out on it, I'm like, oh, yikes. Oh man, I got phones dying seconds before I'm supposed to start the show, and I really had some good stuff on that. I'm just playing, I can still go over it. Right there. What? You heard me. Asaltante Oso, that bear you all know. Out of hibernation to entertain Raider Nation. Stick that in your hat and smoke it. Right there, and put this here. Put this mic in front of my face, and then... often imitated, never duplicated. That fool with no hair, that shouts like Ric Flair. What? Woo! Oh yeah, I used to even do the dance. Woo! What? Woo! The Raider Bear! Raiders! Alexa, hush. So what's up, fam? Welcome to the show. Anybody want to just start the show and just, we could just start talking about, the stupid Niners and how their stupid success and the stupid Chiefs and their stupid success. Tradish! Raider! Bear Live! First comment! Man, I mean, it's getting so sassy. Your world heavyweight champion on YouTube, Jim Vanderland! Get your act together, Jim. I'm just kidding. Second place, he is the Robin to Jim's Batman, Mark Vargas Bear. What's up, Mark? Welcome to the show. Always there for a bear. Third place, my bronze medal goes to John the Lion Leon. What's up, John? Welcome to the show. Always there for a Raider Bear. And for all of my originators, my Facebook friends, we have something starting here. I'm just saying, something is starting here. Okay? We're starting to see a reoccurrence of a certain name at this position. Lucky Pace! Tonight's gold medal winner! Ooh, isn't that like 3 shows in a row for you, young man? Oh my goodness. Can you see the champion over there? You're starting to, I mean, he just won the belt. And now you're here screwing with him? Speaking of which, second place, silver medal, Dustin King, your new heavyweight champion of the world, having only recently dethroned the former reigning, defending, a legend champion of the world, Josh Russell. What's up, Josh? You're looking good. Like you've lost weight. Not carrying that belt around anymore. I really appreciate you guys indulging my stupid. So what's up, everyone? Welcome to the show. Jason Robeson, honorable mention. What's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Jake Bumpus, one of my favorite names ever, hitting me with the yo. Yo, Jake. Yo. Matt Marinovich, what's up, man? Welcome to the show. Hola, bear. Hola, right back, Matt Marinovich. ¿Cómo estás? Tony! Carpenter Evans, Air Force in the house. Show some respect. Corinna! True! Hello! What's up, Corinna? Welcome to the show, my Raiderettes. That's why they get shouts. Armand Gonzalez Jr., what's up, man? Welcome to the show. Kim Calhoun, what's up, Kim? Good to see you, love. Tony Make It Dip, the best. You know who he's talking about. That's all he had to write was the best. And you know who he's talking about. Right here. I'm his boy. AP, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Denton Road Space Force. Dustin King, our champion of the world. What are you going after tonight? What are you going after tonight, Dustin? Or Justin, excuse me. It sounded like I said Dustin. Sorry, Justin. I had the word Dusty in my mind because I just like went by my server and like dust went by. I don't know. What do you feel like? See, Dustin King, you're like off on a roll here. Dustin King! So, which one do you want? I have the sweet Raider Lokes here tonight, but I also just got in the new Raider auto emblem look. These are super dope, man. It's got that like bionic 3M tape on the back of it, and no matter what you do, car washes, hailstorms, the thing never comes off. They're really cool. And I've been trying to find more. I actually have the same Raider logo, but it's in nickel. It's like nickel plated. It's dope. I'll get it. When I find it, I'll get it. Shane Street said, my boy, best in the business. What's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Long time since I've been seeing you. Glad to see you back. I appreciate that, Kim. Kim, you know, I had to miss some shows off and on just because I was busy with my right arm because Dustin King kept, sending in stars because he's a good guy. And remember, stars contributed to the show go directly to charities like the Kind Fund, Kids in Need of Desks. We also work with St. Jude's and early onset cancer. And right now, one of my favorites, well, St. Jude's is one of my favorites, but we're also working right now directly with Punks for Autism. And my brother-in-law is really invested in it. He was one of the people who started the program. He asked me if I would get involved. I said yes. So I started, directing you guys to it and directing a lot of other people to it. And now it's made a lot of money for autism research. And we got the attention of some famous people. And they said, let's have a concert and really draw some more money. And we got Public Enemy. Public Enemy. No, guys, Public Enemy. Okay? Literal Mount Rushmore legends of rap. Doing a show for autism research. That's how you do it. I love Chuck D. Anyway, whoever wins can pick whichever item they want. I have no problem with that. You can pick either the Raider sunglasses, the Raider Lokes, as I like to say, because they are like Loke black glasses. They're pretty cool. And they have the really nice chrome logo for the Raiders on there. Or you can go with the auto emblem, whichever one you like. To the winner of contributing the most stars, we'll go that fine item. Okay, so there's a lot of talk today, and I thought it was super interesting about guys that we could get in the second or third round at cornerback. And I like what I saw. There's guys at Michigan. There's a guy at Ohio State. And I don't have all their names because my notes just died and left the room. But what I can tell you is, wait a minute, let me see if I still have the, oh, whoops, no, don't do that. Sorry, I've got stuff starting, trying to help me find out stuff, and I'm like, no, I'm good. Okay, so there was a conversation about guys that could be brought in to help the Raiders potentially sign a cornerback. And so even though you are, one of the conversations we know that was had today with the press was the fact that Antonio Pierce got a green light, we'll call it. He got the green light from Mark Davis to do whatever it takes to move up if he thinks he wants to move up. In other words, not only is he giving him the green light to move up, he's saying to him, I'm out of it. And he worded it that way. He said, no, I'm not. This is on you and Tom. Go build a winner. So he's essentially saying, I'll open the piggy bank. Let me know what you want to do, and we're pulling the trigger. I was like, What's going on here? Oh, wait a minute. Also, I did get these in too. That's right. You'll have your choice of 3 items tonight. Can you believe that? Look, I was just literally taking it out of the mailbox. I didn't realize, or at least I did, but I forgot. I also have another pair of the true wireless earbuds. The Raider endorsed ones are really cool. If you really like those, or if you'd rather those, we can do that too. To the contributor of the most stars tonight. And whoever comes in second and third, I'll try to find something small I can send for you guys too, just to be fair, because it's fun and I like doing that. I just put 100 down on the Raiders to take the bowl this year. That will get me $6,000. Damn, that's a bet. That's a man's bet right there. Now, I got to tell you though, there's this. I think there's a chance that Antonio Pierce really does try to go at the Redskins. I know that sounds crazy, but I think he might be biting or believing the hype that they want Jaden Daniels. Now, there's been reports that Jaden Daniels is telling, well, how do I word this? Because I have a report, but I don't like to add things to it. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to embellish. I don't want the story to seem better to you. See, I don't do that. I don't bait my audience. I give you facts. So let me give this to you in facts. What I know for facts are there are other NFL teams other than us that know of Jaden Daniels' connection with Antonio Pierce and are stepping back. But if it's the Redskins, we don't know it because everyone's saying they're going to take him second. But that's after all the hype was Caleb and then Drake, number 2. Jaden Daniels somewhere between 3 and 15 was where they saw him getting picked. Because even the hype for Jaden Daniels behind us is still considered hype by some analysts. There were guys who were waking up on the morning shows today who were basically saying, guys, what if we don't really see what's going on here? Antonio Pierce is a hardcore, old school former defensive player, but old school football player. He may already see what he needs in front of him. He may feel like I have enough right now. I'm going to run the ball with this kid. I'm going to throw the ball to Devontae. I'm going to get Aiden O'Connell up here in the right way. And then me and Tom Telesco going to put weapons around both things. We're going to get the offensive line straight. We're going to go high with an offensive lineman. Either with that first pick or the second pick, we're going offensive lineman. Then as far as corners, I just saw a corner that they were talking about today that they think is as good or better than Terrion Arnold. And it's as comparable because he has stats compared favorably against Terrion Arnold with 133 less snaps on the field than Terrion Arnold. That's phenomenal. So there's little hidden talents here where if you take their amount of work and it's half as much as this other guy's, but their stats damn near match up, tackles, balls defended, interceptions, things like that, and this guy's that high on the list. Okay, you know what I mean? And so I'm excited about day 2 or that third pick, even that third pick. We could end up bringing in a defensive back that's hot. Now, if we get aggressive, and remember, I've said this on my show, so those of you who know me know you've heard me say this. Whenever you bump up the defensive line, the cornerbacks get better because the cornerbacks instinctively know that when a quarterback feels pressure, he starts thinking about getting rid of the ball more than he does about running for yardage. He just doesn't want to get sacked. So most of the quarterbacks you face, when they feel pressure, those DBs know that ball's getting ready to come out. I got to be ready to make a break on the ball. I got to be close to this wide receiver because I know my guys, with at least one of them in those 3 seconds, one of them is going to get in there and either get him or get so much pressure on him it affects his movement in the pocket. And maybe he throws early out of pressure. I don't know. I love what I'm seeing so far. The Christian Wilkins move with the Dolphins is still the best move we've made thus far, in my opinion. I like the fact that we solidified the middle of the defensive line and got back John Jenkins and Adam Butler. That's dope. But I don't think Malcolm Kuntz is enough. I don't think he's enough. I don't think we should get rid of him or anything. But I would much rather them maybe potentially start to think about putting him back at linebacker and let someone else who's a true defensive end put their hand in the ground, either through free agency or the draft. Because there's a lot of defensive ends in here, man. And then the linebacker, Eichenberg. What was his first name? It was Eichenberg. I remember. Real nice linebacker for Ohio State. I was looking at him just a little while ago, just before showtime. And he looks like a beast. And they're saying basically we could get him day 3 for sure. R8RBEAR, been a long time. Are we drafting quarterback or corner? Michael A. Parker Sr., what's up, man? Welcome to the show. Hey, Tommy. Hi, Raider Val. Steeler Val. Just kidding. Raider Val. Stop typing back at me, Val. I know, it's a joke. I'm kidding. Yes, you're Steeler Val, Raider Val. You know I mean that with the utmost disrespect. I mean respect, sorry. My dating life. You know, honestly, Michael, I'm not sure. The quarterback question is fluid, and who we're going to draft is fluid, because you have to remember, if I come in here and I make my own private detective educated guess as to what I think we're going to do with the number 1 pick, does that mean my idea of what's going to happen and my pick just dies? I can't decide in 4 days from now or 3 days from now. No, this is how I actually feel. You see, that's why Mel Kiper Jr. and the other guy, Todd McShay, they do all these great mocks, and they give you all these great arguments while they show you video of why you should take a guy, this, that, and the other. But they never actually say, this is what I think they'll do. See, so I don't really want to do that either. I want to make that clear. And I think the reason why they do that is because it's impossible. Although I've done it twice. But I said we were going to get Henry Ruggs, and we got Henry Ruggs. And I said we'd get Aiden O'Connell, and we got Aiden O'Connell. And who could have seen that coming? Oh, wait, I did. Yeah, me. All right. I can't pat myself on the back. I hurt my shoulder earlier. So, as far as the quarterback situation, if we're going to deal with Washington, I say yes. In other words, if you see us move up to 2 and it's Washington, now we could do almost anything at that position. If you get to number 2, you can do almost anything. So there's no guarantee it's going to be a quarterback, but you got to assume that's what they'd be doing. But here's the argument I'd make to everyone that's watching. Listen to this logic. If you jump up and you take, let's say, Washington's position at 2 and you take Jaden Daniels, he's not going to start. He's not going to start, guys. We're all excited about the kid. We like him. He's a name. We keep seeing him on ESPN every morning. Okay? But the truth is, he's not ready. Now, that's not necessarily that he wouldn't be a starter on another team. But with us, with a veteran team, veteran guys, it just doesn't usually play that way. Because you don't want Devontae Adams going through his growing pains. And I don't care that Devontae Adams just gave the Raiders another, pat on the back and, said, no, I'm not going anywhere. That's great. You know what I mean? But can we stop asking him that, please? I don't even know why we're still talking to Devontae Adams about whether we'll trade him or if he wants to be traded when no one was talking about that. It's just ridiculous reporters. Not like me. I don't do that. I don't post stuff like that ever. For 10 years, I've been doing this show. RaiderBear Family Page has been up for 8 of those years. And I've never, ever said, oh, well, this is going to happen for sure. And, and then just back off of it. No, you can't do that. You know what I mean? So I just think Devontae Adams can say almost anything to us. And you got to just be careful what you draw from that. I think the fact that he said he's staying with us, he's not going anywhere, he could just as easily say that's because I have a contract. You know what I mean? And then at the end of his statement, he did say, though, if I wanted to be out of here, I'd have been gone. Letting us know that, at the very minimum, it's been discussed. See, I didn't like that. I'm not sure who we signed today. That offensive lineman we just picked up was a solid pickup. Good stats. Oh, okay, the offensive lineman. I have to see him. Hold on. Ratacha. Boom. Okay, here we go. Oh, Cody Whitehair. Yeah. Veteran guy. Oh, we gave him a 1 year deal. I remember. I'm sorry. My brain did. But yeah, I know we gave him a 1 year deal. Also, I know most of you probably saw we released DJ Fluker. I thought that was kind of desperate, but at the same time, if you put out a feeler on a guy and he works out, then he works out. You know, DJ Fluker is obviously a veteran. He knows football. He's played at a high level in the past, and the Raiders put out a feeler for him, but didn't work out. And they also let go of guard Jordan Meredith, and Jordan Meredith has already gone on and signed on with another team. I thought that was great. So good luck to him. I thought that Jordan Meredith was a good Raider. You know, not great, but a good Raider. What's up, Raider Bear? You have done should out. Okay, what's up, Raider Bear? You have done should out for my two daughters. Oh, shout out for your two daughters. 6 years ago now, I got a 2-year-old today. At the same time, today is the second month of my mom's burial. Oh, I'm sorry about that, brother. Well, Leonardo Gonzalez, this is for you, your little girls, and your mom. God rest her soul. I always try to hold it a little bit when we're sending them up to heaven, so gotta make sure they can hear us. God bless you, love. Cody Whitehair Bear, what did you think on the signing? I think it's solid, Mark Vargas, because I also think that it's a sign of something. In other words, they're probably thinking now of going with tackle at either the first or the second pick, or they're for sure going to fight to get a quarterback, and so they brought in a veteran tackle for this year that they know can come in, help shore up that right tackle position. It could be interesting. Oh, but he's a guard, though. He probably has experience at tackle, but yeah, that works. Appreciate that, Denton Rhodes. Scotty Lutz, appreciate that. Hey, Bear, how you feeling about our Golden State Warriors play-in game tomorrow at Sacramento? Scotty Lutz, I don't like it because although Sacramento's having a garbage season, they just don't play defense, you know what I mean, enough. It's just score, and then they go, oh yeah, oh, I've got you, I've got my guy, and they play like a little bit of defense. And then they got away from that, and now that's why they've fallen in the stats. But they always worry me, you know, their staff, half their coaching staff is guys that we've fired, you know what I mean, and so they know what we do inside and out, so it's always a tough game when you play Sac. No matter what the situation is about who's in, who's out, or rankings, it's always a tough game. Steve Marchand, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Miguel and Victoria, how you doing? Welcome to the show. I'm doing good, Tana. Miguel, I'm doing good. Just doing the show, hanging out. Cody Whitehair. We signed Cody Whitehair, offensive lineman. And so, see, I'm thinking that was why. I'm sorry, I was reading some of your comments, and Ermaine Jr. said, who did we sign? And so I was just bringing it up again. I think that might be a sign, though, that you're going to go quarterback so that the first pick isn't wasted. And honestly, it can be sometimes. You know, we've seen Alex Leatherwood, who was a high pick by us, offensive lineman, and just didn't work out, you know, for whatever reason. You know, we can say all these different things. But beyond the reasons, he just didn't play well. You know, he just didn't play well. He never seemed like he was aggressive. He never seemed confident. You know what I mean? You could see actually a lack of confidence in Alex Leatherwood and in himself and in his game. I thought that was frustrating when he was kind of mouthy trying to get the job, and then once he got it, he like peed the bed, for lack of a better term. Dustin, our heavyweight champion king. Hey, Joseph Bear, every time I see your mustache and goatee, it reminds me of Johnny Ringo. Nice. Bear, you ready to see your Warriors get booted out of the playoffs this week? Is that basketball trash talk? What are we doing, Danny Roman? I don't know, man. We've been pretty good. I give us a pretty good chance against the Kings. Pretty good chance. They just don't play enough defense. Well, yeah, Travis Kelce, the shirt is classic because, that's what Max Crosby, I know you know, but Max Crosby kept calling Gardner Minshew that when we were playing against him in the Colts, and then they ended up getting us. So, Tony Make a Dip, Ice Cube is an icon of rap. A lot of people just get mad at him because, like Snoop Dogg, they wear different teams, logos, and colors sometimes, but it's never meant to say what they're a fan of. They tell you with their mouth what they're a fan of. And you've never heard Ice Cube say anything other than the Raiders. You know what I mean? And you'll never actually see him say any other team than that. You know what I mean? You may see him in something else as a guest somewhere and things like that, but that doesn't mean he's a fan of theirs. And sometimes they just wear different stuff because of the colors, matches their clothes, that kind of thing. Ellis Irving, what's up, man? Welcome to the show. Bear, what's the word on the new center we got from the Bears today? I honestly think the word is that he's being brought in because Getsy just has a familiarity with him. So he knows he can bring him in. He knows he'll know his offense, and he'll be able to call it out and call it out quickly. Plus, the Andrew James relationship with the Raiders, I think it's still strong, but I don't know if Tom Telesco thinks that. You know what I mean? I think Antonio Pierce likes him, but I don't know if Tom Telesco likes him. And now, without further ado, I would like to introduce to you that woman that needs no introduction, but has one of the best in the business. That red-headed lady of rage, woo! The Mama Bear! Don't make me, I'll scoot. Don't try to hide behind me, okay? I'll scoot. I'll get the hell out of the way so everybody can see. You know what they want to see. They don't want to see me. Stop it. Not when they know Mama Bear's in the house. Stop it. It's true. Where'd he go? Justin King! Will Nanoff, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Carlos Magana, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Daniels is injury prone like Penix. Honestly, I'm concerned about both guys. I just don't think they have the frame. And I think Tom Telesco may feel the same way. He'll see wide receiver bodies on these guys. And regardless of what they did at the college level, I'm telling you, that means nothing. It means almost nothing. When you guys see these guys from Notre Dame and Michigan and, so on and so forth, Georgia Tech, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? What they do at that level is just meant to be viewed by the next level, which is the NFL. Now, they view what they're doing. Now, what the record of their school is irrelevant. They watch certain players to see how they stand out amongst other players around the country, and then they rate them. Obviously, you know this part, and then we have this draft. Okay, now, the majority of the guys that come out of the draft, they're not even going to make it in the NFL. A majority of them will get in the NFL, but they won't last. They'll get 2, maybe 3 years in, get hurt once or twice, and then they'll be out. You know what I mean? So the draft's important, but it's a crapshoot. And every team will get at least 1 or 2 guys that can play, because that's just the quality of depth of players you have in the draft now, because there's just so many more players trying to get drafted. Ranger Raider Rhino, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. I heard about Washington wanting J.J. McCarthy, but I don't like that, because J.J. McCarthy, I think, has convinced them that he's ready to play right now, and he's not. He's not. He has the body, he has the arm, but it's between the ears that they've got to get him caught up. I feel bad for him. I can already tell you where this is going, brother. I know you love this cat because he went to Michigan, that's your team and all that. But I got bad news for you. He's just going to be a guy. At the next level, he's probably just going to be a guy. And I'm not going to go as far as calling him a bust. But you have to remember, Harbaugh was his last coach. Harbaugh's not a guy that grabs quarterbacks and goes, all right, we got to get your arm level from here to here. I don't want you standing there with one hand on the ball ever. That's poor technique. You got to be here and here and here. Okay, now we're going to go in and work on film study. Jim Harbaugh didn't do any of that. He didn't do any of that. He just runs up to you and goes, all right, boy, get out there and win one for the Jimmer. Nobody calls him the Jimmer. That's me just insulting him. Oh, Jimmer. You punk. Yeah, I know you went to San Diego / Los Angeles Chargers. You know, that team full of hobbits in light blue that has to wander all over the Shire because they don't have a home of their own because they got their asses kicked out of their own house by the big black dragon that's known as the Raiders. You know LA who it belongs to, fool? The Raiders. They didn't want you when you moved in, and they still don't want you now. Hell, the Rams won a Super Bowl, and everybody in LA woke up and started rubbing the dust out of their eyes. They went, the Rams won a Super Bowl? Yeah, all right. Yeah, nobody cared. LA belongs to us, okay, and it always will. LA to the Bay and Vegas, us, and you know it's true. We lay claim like dogs, like scent. I'm not going to say how we leave it there, but that's how we do it. Or Drake May, Washington, like pocket passer. Raging Raider Rhino, I like that. I think you're right, but you're hearing more and more people that think Jaden Daniels is the real deal. And Washington, to me, is just the kind of place that might bite on this. If you think about it, if you and I were just sitting around talking football, we would both probably say this is a mistake by Washington. If they take him, he's too green. The rest of the team's not built enough around him to protect him, to feature him. And so you're going to get him frustrated. You're going to get him banged up, probably injured on one of the marquee teams in the NFL that used to be based almost entirely on racism. The R8RBEAR! Wonder the balls in there in Washington. Yeah, that's right. Why do you think they have a severed head on their helmets? Think! Bear, I think Pink would be a more talented quarterback than Jaden Daniels. Well, Woody Brown, I don't know who Pink is. Pink Jr.? You got me on that one. Jim Vanderl and Bear, did I hear you right? Mark Davis is actually giving AP the green light and saying he's going to stay out of things. Who slapped some sense into Mark Davis? I don't know. There was a long article about his love for his wife today, so I don't know. Maybe she did like my wife does and just every once in a while grabs me and just cold cocks me as hard as she can and then smiles and gives me a kiss and goes, you know I love you. Now get back to work. And I say, yes, dear. No, it's true. But I think Mark Davis just realizes he has to know what he doesn't know. And I think he trusts what's happening. I think that he has a lot of support from our alumni. I thought that was really cool. Now, for those of you who don't know, a lot of our alumni from former Raider teams like Charlie Woodson and so on, I know Marcus Allen was involved verbally, basically went and gave Mark Davis not just a sign of support for him going to AP, trusting AP, saying to him, you should make AP the full-time guy. He did that based on what the alumni, how the alumni came at him. So I kind of like that. Now we have to butt that up though against the idea that this is also the same crew of guys that let Josh Jacobs go. And it really wouldn't have taken that much money to keep him here. He still would have been realistic. And yet part of that tells me that they kicked in the old analytics and said, well, we got the best of him. Whatever he gives to any other team, including us, is going to start to be the downhill slide. I don't think that's true. I think he's probably got another 4 years in him easy because most of the injuries he had with us weren't major ones. And he's shown toughness his whole career. So God bless him. I hope he has a great success with the Green Bay Packers. Just not against us. Excuse me. Max Melton in the third round would be a steal at cornerback. Marcus Atchison, welcome to the show. That is one of the people I saw covered today. I thought that was super interesting. I don't know if you were reading the same article as I was. Silver and Black Nation, pretty good stuff. It was if I'm not mistaken, the reporter was Max Holder. Isn't that funny? I actually remember the reporter better than I remember the most of the players in the article. But I thought it was a great article. I liked how he broke it down and just showed you there's 5 guys over here that you could get in the 3rd round. And we all know the Raiders' 3rd round pick is a high 3rd round pick. We're amongst the top, I think, first 13 teams picking in the 3rd round. And so we'll be able to more than likely get a great corner because one of those 5 to 6 guys that they preview today, they're going to be available. It makes sense that Washington wants Daniels. He's Kingsbury's kind of player. Jose Chiriquez, welcome to the show. I don't know if I wouldn't trust that. In other words, I would be the kind of guy that would hire Kingsbury, but I would never let him have anything to do with personnel. We already saw that play out in Arizona with the Cardinals. You know, the kid's got a good haircut, and man, he can rock a pair of Ray-Bans. But just let him coach. That's it. Keep him out of the day-to-day stuff. Don't let him near the cap. You know, don't go with his talent evaluation. Let's get him in the 3rd round. No. Have a scout help you with that. The GM work with him, and then make solid picks. Let's see. Woody Brown, Bear. I think Pink Jr. would be a more talented quarterback than Jaden Daniels. Woody Brown, okay. That's a statement, because I know a lot of people have, strong feelings about Jaden Daniels. Boom. We are staying at 13 and getting defense. Bill, you are hearing a push for the best linebacker in the country at 13. There has been a push for that. I don't think that's going to happen. I think the Raiders will push on that again. But could you be right about defensive tackle, though? That's where I might be on board with you, because I don't think they have a shot at Byron Murphy, the big defensive tackle from Texas. But whoever's the second guy, I think we might be looking at that. I could see Tyree Wilson having a way better year with Max and Wilkins coaching him. Miguel, they've actually talked about that openly, that they want to get in his ear and literally say to him, what were you struggling with in your rookie season? Was it bigger guys? Was it speed? Were guys holding you a lot? Were they holding you in the shoulder pads or the hips? Was there a lot of face checks? What was it they were doing that was disrupting you? Thank you. And they'll just question and answer him and say, what is it that they were doing that was throwing you off? And then if they can get him in the lab and just say to him, okay, well, when they do that, when they come through here, you got to give them a rip. If the guy comes back, you got to stop and do a counter draw and so on and so forth and try to get them off their balance. And speaking of getting you off your balance, I have 3 items for people to choose from tonight. They're pretty cool. I got like this flux of stuff in today. The Raiders Loke sunglasses. I have the Raiders 3M car logo, and I'm telling you, don't sweat it. If you put this on your car, your motorcycle, your bike, it doesn't matter. It will not come off. This stuff's incredible. I have one. I have 2. I have one of these, and I have one of the nickel-plated ones, and they're incredible. They never have them in stock. Every time I try to get the nickel-plated ones, they're not in stock. And I also have these earbuds, Raider earbuds. I have a pair of these. They work great. You'll love them. They're sound counseling and all that. They're really nice. Any one of these 3 items will be able to be chosen by the contributor of the most stars tonight. That individual can inbox me and let me know which one of these items they would like to have, and you will have that item. So say it, the bear. That was exciting. Tommy Eichenberg, Marcus, I kind of got excited about him. After watching a little tape, I like the idea that he would be right next to Spillane, and Spillane is just going to get into that kid's ear and just coach him up. You know what I mean? Now, I did see, though, after study that and reading up on him, that he's not good, in his back pedal and watching receivers, staying with tight ends, that's not his strength. In reality, he leans more toward a Bill Romanowski kind of running back, where he can bring down running backs like a dog, and he can get in there and get on a quarterback when you need it. can give you that bend, get around the edge, and get to quarterbacks. That he can do, deflect passes, etc., etc. But not good if you ask him to drop back. You're going one man down, so to speak. You know what I mean? It's 10 on 11. John Rogers, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Appreciate the love. I've actually had this lid for a long time. That's why it looks new. But I went in the vault today and pulled this one out. I thought it was dope. I love the reflective chrome logo and then the Army colors. You don't see these too much, and so thought I'd rock that tonight. Oscar De Leon, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Kim Lassetti, always there for Raider Bear. Andy Garcia, how you doing, man? Welcome to the show. Great profile picture. Let's see. Do you think we're going to move up to the third spot? Now, the third spot, if I'm not mistaken, is the Patriots, and I'm pretty positive the Patriots are going to trade down. I don't think the Patriots like the quarterback situation with any of these guys. Now, when I say that, I don't mean they don't see a quarterback they wouldn't pick. I just don't think they see a quarterback they would pick that high. And so they want to draft back someone like us that has an 11, or 13. But someone like us that has a 13 in the first round, they want to go back even further than that. You know what I mean? Because you know how the Patriots are. And I don't think that was all just Belichick. You know what I mean? Bob Kraft's a rich guy, but he worked with Belichick for a very long time. So whoever the penny pincher was, he wore off on the other permanently. So we'll probably never know, because I think they both are that way. So when he goes back to start rebuilding the Patriots, he's going to try to do exactly what he did before. Why would you try to do it a different way? You've already proven it wins lots of Super Bowls if you get away with lots of cheating. Well, wait a minute. What do you mean? What do you mean you won the games on the field fair and square? No, you didn't. You cheated. Oh, the cheating wasn't that much help? Then why'd you do it? What? What BS? What? Oh, I hear that. Oh, the cheating didn't really help that much. Then why'd you do it? Michael A. Parker Sr., what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. I like that hat. It says, should we wait for Penix at 13? You know, Michael, if he falls to 13, you almost have to do it because we know, that there's quality there, and he could be behind Gardner Minshew. God forbid, I hope AOC wins the job. I really do. I just want to see AOC win the job. If AOC wins the job, Gardner Minshew is the perfect guy, literally perfect. He's a hippie at heart. Really cool guy, easygoing. He won't see this as the Raiders screwed him over. He knows the business. He's already been through it up and down. You know what I mean? And so he would take this kid, so to speak, under his wing as the 2 teaching the 3, getting him ready. And he would be able to take a lot of credit for doing that if Penix, say, the following year were to vault up to the number 2 position. They end up trading Gardner Minshew away, and then he and AOC battle it out for the number 1. Maybe AOC becomes the number 2. Penix becomes the 1 in year 2. We get a different third-string quarterback, and Gardner Minshew goes off to get another raise and a bonus and another great job because they'll see what he did in helping Michael Penix. And, of course, Michael Penix, as a rookie, will stand in front of the camera, at least one interview or two, and say, Gardner Minshew was a great deal of help to me. He showed me this. He showed me how to see that. He's like a big brother, in the locker room, blah, blah, blah. The usual propaganda BS. He'll mean it, it'll be from the heart, but he has to say it all cliche like that. Love the show and miss you all, Raider Bear family. What's up, Kim? Miss you right back. I just slapped your face on the screen, Mr. Bear. Val. Jeez. Armando Medrano, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. You know, Armando, I was gonna go backwards hat guy with you tonight. Look, I had my fitted right here ready to go. But I backed out, man. I couldn't do it. At this point, what do you think we would have to do to move up and get Daniels? Well, okay, first, it's going to cost us a 1, but I don't think it's going to cost us what you guys think it's going to cost us. I really don't. I know everybody's going crazy, and they're saying you're going to have to bring 8 number 1s and 5 number 2s, and they go into country voice like that. I would say that it would take year 1 this year, You're 1 this year, you're 3 this year, and, the equivalent of a compensatory pick, which would be like a 7. And then you're number 1 the following year, and you're number 5, and like a compensatory 7 from that year, the next following year. It's a lot. I know it sounds like a lot. I know it sounds crazy, but that is kind of where it's at. But you notice I was giving you kind of late rounders in those other picks. It's not going to be what you've been hearing. Oh, you're going to have 3 number 1s, and it's not going to be like that. It's not going to be like that. No one's going to be asking to pay for this kid with a wet noodle, of an arm. I shouldn't have even said that. I know he's got a great arm. I'm just being a smart ass because he's a kid. And I hate when we get into these things where we're so stressed out about whether or not we should get a puppy dog. John Leon, I don't mind Jordan Travis, but at the same time, if you really look at what Jordan Travis is, he's Derek Carr. We would just be doing that all over again. He's a game manager. You know what I mean? He can run a little bit. You know what I mean? He's not a breakaway speed guy. He's not a guy that's going to give you 15, 25-yard runs. He's a guy that's going to give you 7, 9. Good runs, safe runs, 4 and slide. That kind of stuff. He's going to be very accurate. He's going to be able to hit those check downs and his slants and his bubble screens and every once in a while uncork one and throw one deep. But he doesn't have the arm to do that consistently in a game. He's not strong enough. And so, he's Alex Smith in 2024. And when I say that, it instantly sounds like an insult, but I want everyone to remember Alex Smith, took a team to the Super Bowl. Damn near should have won it, but the Ravens had shenanigans going on, the lights coming on and off and all that nonsense. And then they put Kaepernick in, and that was stupid. So, Tony Make It Dip, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Oh, wait a minute, where is it? Kenny Blair! I always worry about Kenny winning because he lives in the land of tea and crumpets. Toast it with my pinky out from my British friend. Love you, brother. That guy's been with me for like years and years. Just love Kenny Blair. Bill Cox said we're going to take a quarterback in the second round. Our second round pick, number 44 overall, again, it's a high pick. I think it's the 12th in the second round. I like the idea, but at the same time, I don't. You know what I mean? Because you got to put him at 3 because AOC is going to be the 2 or the 1. That's just a given. Because he's going to have more tools right now than anyone coming out of this draft, even Caleb. Caleb's a physical presence, but he's got to learn how to read defenses all over again. You know what I mean? They got to work on his mechanics. He's got to stop, wandering around like this, pumping the ball with one hand, Because if you think that was just college and he won't show that arrogance at the next level, you haven't been paying attention. I'm not saying it's bad, but the guy believes in himself. He thinks he can stand back there and be that and around, No, I don't like that. Everyone on Facebook thinks I'm crazy for wanting to trade Adams for picks. Well, Glenn Medina, it is kind of crazy because you know what Adams is. He's a proven commodity. He brings touchdowns and catches and first down. He moves chains. That's just a fact. Now, he talks too much in the press, in my opinion. He gives his opinion about things he should shut his mouth about far too often. But other than that, and a few other things, he's a commodity. You don't just move a guy like that. I'm not saying it's never done. We just watched the Buffalo Bills do it with Diggs. And in my opinion, I have respect for the Bills for doing that. It's obvious that Diggs was becoming a headache. It's obvious from his actions on the sidelines and the way he was showing up his quarterback that he's kind of a jerk. Because let's be honest, you just don't do that. You don't run to the sideline when you know every camera in the world's on you and go, "What's up, man? Bro, what's up? I was wide open again. I told you to look for me when I come around the scoop. You're supposed to hit me off that scoop row. When I hit that scoot route, you're supposed to hit me, man. Come on, what are we doing?" You can't do that to Josh Allen. I would argue the franchise was ready to make a move from that point. They just hadn't yet because a guy that valuable, it's got to be, it's got to be the right kind of pick. You can't just let him go. Mr. Took Your Soul said, now that's something he can agree with, John. John for the win. Yeah, Mr. Took Your Soul, I knew that he had background and could play at right tackle. And I also like the fact that it was a one-year deal. You can just re-up him if he has a great season and we don't find an answer at right tackle coming out of school. But we can look for someone cheap. We can get someone in the 3rd or 4th round, maybe later because we have that 5th round pick. We don't really have that super drop-off until you get to the 6th round. That's when something over 33 teams, 66 teams pick before we pick again to get to the 2nd round. So from 5, I believe it's from 5 to 6. From the 5th pick to the 6th pick, it's 66 picks. And that's like, geez, everyone in the league gets to pick once, and then a few more teams, and then we get to go. Cam! Hell ho! Thank you, Kim Cal. Okay, let's see. Daniels is not what the Raiders need. He's injury prone. It makes me worry too, but at the same time, AP is a veteran guy. He worked with him. If he sees something in him, we have to trust that, guys. Now, when I say that, what I mean is what if we make 2 moves, one in free agency, which we just did with Cody Whitehair, and then we make another move in school, bringing in a guy in the 4th or 5th round. That's a nice offensive lineman. Then don't forget, we still have Thayer Munford, who improved drastically last year. So that's 3 solutions you have for depth and to help at right guard and right tackle. Now, fast forward, what if Jaden Daniels is the kind of guy that AP thinks, hey, I know what this guy does. He's legit. If you give him this and he gets 3 seconds and you run this route, he can throw that deep out and you're going to get a 60-yard touchdown, I'm telling you. And if you need this and you need him to do a little scoop and throw something short or pull the ball in and give you 10, 20 yards, he can do that. And so what they're going to do is, even if they pick him, that's why I was first, when I opened the show, I was saying, even if you pick Penix, you're bringing him in to be 3rd string. You're bringing him in to not just learn the game, but he's got to gain 10 pounds, minimum. Honestly, if I was the trainer, I'd want to put 15 on him. And I would just make him work his legs hard so that his upper body doesn't really get bigger, so it doesn't mess with the fluidity of his throw. That's what I used to do when honestly, I know I'm exposing my experience here, but I used to actually work with a handful of quarterbacks when I worked as a physical therapist, working with chiropractors, training guys in the facility as a personal trainer with an understanding of nutrition and so on. And so I would talk to these guys and I would tell them, if you come back and you get your ankle right, you got to work your legs and get bionic strong, bro. And then beyond that, you got to lose weight so that the legs are not only stronger, but they're carrying less so that you'll be more explosive, you'll be faster, and you'll be more durable. And it all works. Most people don't know this, but when you get hurt, you usually come out of it better than you were before you got hurt if you work hard, because your body will respond to it and go, all right, we're fixing our ankle. All right, let's go. You see, you got to understand that's how your body sees it. Your body goes, yeah, come on, let's go. But it reacts that way if you react that way. Bear, we need to get a corner to help this front line rush and sack. Bill, I do agree with that, and I do think they're going to address that either with the 1st, 2nd, or 3rd round pick. I don't think we'll go beyond the 3rd pick before we answer what we're going to do at defensive back. I think that's definitive because we have a 4th round pick and a 5th round pick, a 6 and 3 7s. So I would say in the first 3 picks, we're going to do something at defensive back. Almost sure of it. Okay. Why don't people have an open mind about making moves to make the team better? Don't understand. Glenn Medina, it's not necessarily that they don't have an open mind. It's just certain things they look at as that's their nuclear missile. And they have guns, and they have machine guns, and they have little Trident missiles, and, they've got little tanks, and, they've got little cannons, and all these things. But there ain't anything else like that nuclear missile. And you're telling them to give that up before they go into battle? Oh, but I can get you 15 more of these other missiles. No, well, but that's a nuke. And people know it. And sometimes they'll react to it even if I'm not using it and make mistakes on defense. So, can't do it. And that's why that's the argument you're getting from a lot of people. Bear, do you think we will start AOC or Minshew? I think AOC will win the job, but I think Minshew will push him. Excuse me. And that's why, sorry, I got dust there. But I think, and that's why I think he's going to have a great season. Because I don't think he'll feel pressure the same way he did with Jimmy Garoppolo and, other guys and whether they were going to be there. This is different. This is an honest competition, but where they're saying to him, we want you to win the job. You're the guy we gave the young quarterback, contract to. And everyone in the league knows that the number one thing an owner's looking for is the more players on rookie deals when you're trying to win it all that you have, the better. Because that means you're getting to that big win and winning that Super Bowl ring by using guys on the cheaper. So if you can get wins, get to a Super Bowl with AOC, and then just build everything else around him at that higher level of quality that you might be wanting. But if he gets Devontae Adams the ball and he makes a move here and there and does a little spin, scores a touchdown, no one's going to care how he got there, how he threw it there. They're just going to remember that he threw it to Devontae Adams and it was a touchdown, and we won the game. Bear, do you think Colton Miller will stay healthy this year? Him being out with a hurt piece last year. Honestly, Jim, just going behind what I was just saying a moment ago, I would say that. I would say that he'll probably come back better than he was before. He's one of the few guys on the team whose backstory I know well enough that I can tell you that every time he got hurt or was beaten out in a position or even on a play in a game, he would go back to his coaches. And he did this at high school and would say, make me better. What am I doing wrong? Why is this guy able to just come in and spin off me over and over again? Do I need to get my hands more inside of him? Should I keep them both out? Should I do one in and one out, depending on what side of the body he is? What am I doing here? And he is one of those guys that doesn't mind showing coach, I need help. I'm confused. Coach me up. And then the beautiful thing about Colton Miller is he accepts it, he assimilates it, and then he executes it. And he's one of the guys that I had to step back and apologize to, because when he first came into the league, his rookie season was horrific. It was horrific. It was terrible. His technique was poor. His footwork was poor. He wasn't strong enough. He wasn't fast enough. I saw him on plays getting beat with speed. I saw him on plays getting beat with strength. I saw him on plays, getting beat because he couldn't get his feet around. It was horrendous. And then the next season he shows up, and I would say more than half of those issues he had that I had with him, he had already corrected. And I was blown away. But I hadn't admitted yet that he was going to be a great player. And then his third year, he had addressed everything. And people around the league were starting to call him an all-pro. And even I had to kind of go, okay, I was wrong about that kid. And I heard about it in high school. He was started as a clumsy big kid, and then he finished the year as their best player. He went to UCLA. He started as a big clumsy football player with heart, but, needed a lot of work. By the time he left UCLA, he was the captain and one of their best players. In other words, as you can see the pattern, everywhere he goes, he gets there, and then he dominates. And he's doing that at the NFL level now. And if you have him now go into a locker room, and he's injured, and they say to him, you got to get on the weights, you got to get the ice instead, we got to get you through this, manipulation, moving his leg parts around and so on and so forth, and then we're going to get you back out there. And he's going to be better. I'm going to see Ice Cube in concert this Friday. Wow, not in the Red Rocks Amphitheater in Colorado. I'm going to wear my Raider gear to the show. Right on, Jim. Have a great time. That's cool. Okay, guys, I'm going to shut it down here just in a second. So, last bids, and remember that's on 3 items, last bids. So, how valuable is the 5th-year option, and would it help swayed the decision to draft a franchise quarterback in the first round. If we draft him after the first, the fifth-year option is no longer valid. It seems you would get the most bang for your buck if you get him in the first, especially if he pans out. What do you think? Well, Michael, as usual, brilliant comment, and welcome to the show, brother. But I would say this to you. I don't know if any of these guys that we've seen, other than, I think, Caleb, who's, obviously out of our reach, Drake May, and J.J. McCarthy, and then you have a long dive down to where you get to, like, Bo Nix, which it would be nice to, to have a guy like that, but you're not going to get him with the first-round pick. So, having said that, I don't like any of these guys going into this. And it's not their talent. Their talent's there. But if you notice, what's the difference between all these guys and AOC? He didn't come in with any of these kind of concerns. He came in with a rock-solid 215-pound frame and eager, ready to go. Always acting like a gentleman, always being professional, always showing respect to the coaching staff and the franchise, never speaking out of turn in the press, and just gives you the best he's got when he goes out there. And by the way, he had a game where he scored 0 points against the Vikings and then came back the very next weekend and put up more points than any Raider quarterback in history. AOC is going to win this job. Even if we pick a quarterback, we're going to move him to third. Gardner Minshew is going to coach him up, and then we'll see what they got after that. Alexa, resume. She's a little bit slow on the trigger lately. I got to check her out. I got to get her checked out. Go under the hood. Go under Mama Bear's hood. All right, that's my show. Much love. Shout out to our armed forces. Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, National Guard, Space Force. For all you do, the energy and love of this show is dedicated to your sacrifice. Active and veteran, much love. I appreciate all of you that tuned in. Please subscribe to Raider Bear Live on YouTube. Like and share if you care. You share a Raider Bear. And if anyone would like to, that's on YouTube right now, and you could copy my link, you could post it in the comments so that my Facebook people can go right now and like a Bear's channel. Cow! Hoo! I can't hoo. Hey! I gotta do it with rage, or I can't do it. I was gonna try to do it like a flying owl, kind of whoo, cow, whoo. Not yet. I'm tired. And there it is. Kim Calhoun again. Good luck, Kim. I hope you win, and I hope someone else wins. And if you don't, then someone else will. And I'm excited for whoever wins. Alexa, stop. You stop that. That's my show. Much love. I'll see you tomorrow at 8, Raider Bear Family page. Look for the page. I'll let you know soon who the winner was, or I'll announce it on my show tomorrow night. So don't miss me. Just know you better just come back if you want to find out if you won. That's how I roll. Okay? I leave you on cliffhangers. There's no cliff, but you're hanging.